While the biggest release since the Switch's launch is set to drop, there are still plenty of other unique and interesting games to look forward to in the month of May, and today I'm going to be looking at 15 of the most promising new releases coming to the system this month. There's something here for everyone, from unexpected cart-like experiences to fresh spins on the classic Pokemon monster catching formula. There's even a game here at the end of the month where I'm getting a messenger vibes, and that is always going to be a good thing. Let's get started. My name's Alex, so this is SwitchCorner, and if you do enjoy the video today, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all of our latest content. Helps out the channel a huge amount. We're going to be doing this then in chronological order today, so do make sure you stick around to the end for some real gems you won't want to miss. Super Dungeon Maker is a pixel art dungeon editor that draws inspiration from 2D adventure games, particularly the Zelda franchise, and the game touts an easy-to-use editor, allowing players to create complex dungeons with enemies, secret rooms, traps, and items. Now, players can challenge their friends and the community to master their dungeons, or play the dungeons created by others. Additionally, Super Dungeon Maker allows players to save community dungeons and then play them offline. It even features crossplay, so that dungeons they can be shared across all platforms. This one's an exciting addition to the Maker style concept, and it's a formula I've long wanted to see. I definitely have high hopes now for this release. Gruta is a narrative-driven platformer game, and you'll be playing as a child who runs away to fight a monster that she thinks is causing trouble in her family. Now, the game features stylized pixel art, hand-drawn cutscenes without text, and then a mix of 2D and 3D graphics. The overall ask here is use a sword and shield to combat enemies while exploring increasingly complex levels, and along the way uncover the mysterious truth through the game's, original hand-drawn cutscenes. It is a budget release as well at $5 or your regional equivalent, and there's definitely something enough here that I like about it that I do want to check it out. Urbek City Builder is a unique city building game without money, where players must build everything using their own resources. Now, the game features over 30 different resources to manage, and education is going to be fundamental for building advanced structures such as universities and scientific facilities. The game also features organic growth, and it allows players to observe the city at a street level. Urbek offers a variety of viable options for designing the city, with every decision having, of course, pros and cons. Now, originally it was released on Steam with a very positive rating, and the game's success here on Switch will really depend on delivering a control scheme that matches that gameplay loop, and that is not an easy feat to achieve. Melodies of Steel 2 is a dramatic simulation RPG where players embark on a pursuit filled with both hope and despair. Set 1 year after the events of the first game, we are in pursuit of our friends that have been trapped. The game boasts a revamped tactical battle system featuring new additions such as the reworked Soul Cannon, and this was all of them based on player feedback. In addition, the game allows players to plot their path forward on a branching route to the battlefield, and it offers even more options with a new airship support system. One of the key features of this one is that every decision players make, it affects the judgment gauges, ultimately changing how events will play out. It's aiming to be an RPG of hard choices and tougher decisions, and I'm definitely here for it. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom finally arrives on the Switch. It's the long-awaited sequel to Breath of the Wild. Players will explore the vast landscapes of Hyrule and mysterious floating islands. You'll be fighting against forces that do threaten the kingdom. I really doubt I can add much here. What we've seen this far looks incredibly promising with new locations that I'm definitely excited. Looking forward to seeing the new mechanics as well. But to be honest, other than that, we don't know all of that much, especially in relation to the narrative. However, it is also worth noting that this is Nintendo's first $70 release. I'm not sold on that personally yet, but if you are looking for a discount, what I did was you can grab a pair of game vouchers from the eShop for $60 each, and that will save you a bit of cash. The only catch there is that you'll need to be willing to purchase 2 games. Now, for more information on that, check out the short video that I've linked in the pinned comment down below. LEGO 2K Drive is an open-world driving game set in Bricklandia where players can race, build their own vehicles, and defeat rivals to win the Sky Trophy. With a transforming vehicle, players can explore various terrains from racetracks to open waters and then compete in different game modes. The story mode allows players to progress from rookie racer to champion, while the open-world exploration offers quests and customizable vehicle options. The game then also features local and online multiplayer modes. The only real disappointment this far is the fact that it is crossplay on every single platform except for the Nintendo Switch, and that's probably where we do need it the most. Games rarely hold an online audience unless it is first party. Looks fantastic though, and hopefully performance is where it needs to be. Terracotta is an action-adventure game set in the Qin Dynasty where you play as one of the Emperor's terracotta warriors who must overcome a curse to bring peace to the mausoleum. You'll explore the tomb in both the yin and yang realms, mastering your abilities to channel the Tao and manipulate surroundings. Solve the mystery of the curse then and defeat 9 bosses, all while witnessing the rise of China with traditional aesthetics and music, as you're basically setting out to save your fellow terracotta warriors. This is a prime example of why I love putting these lists together. I had no idea about this game, but I think it looks fantastic and I just love the overall theme as well. Warhammer 40,000 Boltgun is a first-person shooter that combines the world of Warhammer 40,000 with classic FPS gameplay and the visual style of 90s retro shooters. Now players take on the role of a battle-hardened space marine on a dangerous mission across the galaxy to fight against Chaos Space Marines and Demons of Chaos. With a variety of weapons and abilities, players must blast their way through levels filled with enemies, lots of blood of course, and pixelated graphics. The game's just promising this brutal combat experience with high mobility, and that is exactly what I want to see. Definitely here for this one. It's one of my most anticipated releases in the month of May, and I just hope now they can get the port right. I'm also hoping it's all backed up with a killer soundtrack, as this definitely deserves something in the vein of Doom's heavy metal. Ghostpia will be for the visual and novel fans, and while it's niche, I do like the look of this thanks to its unique visual style. Now it's set in the town full of ghosts and follows Sayoko's search for answers in this isolated town surrounded by a vast desert of snow. Sayoko must recover forgotten memories and investigate a mysterious girl. One line in the description has me curious, and that is, adorned with glitches and knives, it's inspired by a deep sense of longing and nostalgia. There's 2 seasons planned, and I'm definitely curious to see how it works out. Puzzle Bubble Everybubble is the next entry for the internationally known Buster move. It's a tile matching experience. You're basically firing these bubbles up screen, matching along the way. I'm also just curious to see where they basically go next here, though I've always enjoyed the formula, but I think recently I felt like they've been a little overcomplicated with it, so I'm definitely hoping to see this one strip things back. The story though sees Bub, Bob, Peb and Pab head to Rainbow Islands to help Mini Rune stop his bubble blow blunders. Monster Menu, the Scavenger's Cookbook, is a survival strategy RPG where adventurers are lost in an uncharted dungeon and they must find food while searching for a way out. Now players can customize their party members and explore the map to forage for ingredients and items. Along the way you'll be fighting monsters to collect meat, you can devour them on the spot to gain a temporary boost. To recover HP, you'll be setting up camp here, you can cook meals, maybe even create weapons. You can even buff party members. And yeah, this one, it definitely has me curious, but it sounds like it could be a little overcomplicated for its own good from that description. Not completely sold either on the visuals from what I'm seeing of the trailers, but I do intend to have some form of coverage here on the channel. Do Not Feed the Monkeys was a fantastic game. I'm excited now for the sequel at $20.99. I can't do much better than the description here, so I'm going to be sticking with it, and that is Do Not Feed the Monkeys $20.99 is a digital fire simulator where you watch strangers through surveillance cameras, you invade their privacy, and you witness their most intimate moments, but do not interact with the subjects. Anything can happen if you dare feed the monkeys. Here, basically, Earth is a wasteland, humanity is spread across the galaxy, so players will use the Monkey Vision app to observe and manage hidden cameras, monitor cages, and make observations about the subjects. It also promises new technology to experiment with. I'd definitely watch a review of this one first, it's definitely unique, but I had an absolute blast with the original, and I'm really hoping this kind of expands upon the formula. Casette Beasts is the spin-on Pokemon that I referenced at the opening of today's video. The game's set on the remote island of New Wirral, where residents use cassette tapes to transform into monsters to fight off against monster attacks. It's an open world RPG and it's all turn-based battles here. But yeah, basically collect monsters and then use them in a battle. But here you can also fuse 2 monster forms to create new and powerful ones. I think this looks stunning. I can see on Steam it features local co-op, so I hope that carries over to this release. And it's just generally easy to be really excited for this one. It's a unique spin on a tried and tested formula. I think visually it looks stunning, the animations are great, and it released on Steam already to incredibly positive reviews. Literally all they need to do here, in my opinion, is get the port right. Batboy next is the title I mentioned in the opening today that gives me an air of the Messenger. There's something about the visual style and the movement of this character. They seem to demonstrate incredible flexibility. Now, concept-wise, we'll be fighting against the evil Lord Vicious, who has brainwashed Batboy's sports hero teammates to participate in the brutal Trails of Darkness. Now, with the help of the mouthy crow Garou, Batboy traverses a hostile world to free his friends before they fall victim to the Trails. Along the way, we'll be encountering a variety of characters, some allies, mostly not though, and the game features baseball-style combat, powers from allies, and 8-bit visuals and chiptune music. The player can also find hidden secrets, collectibles, unlockable music, and more. This one started as a Kickstarter, so definitely good luck to them on the launch, but it's great to see a campaign being fulfilled. Undying is our final game of the video, and I really like the sound of this as well. It's zombies, but with a unique spin. Now, the idea, it's a survival game where the protagonist, Anling, fights to ensure her young son Cody's survival after she gets infected by a zombie bite. Now, players must manage limited resources, search for materials, and teach Cody various skills before the infection progresses. Anling's infection is always going to be a looming threat, and players, they must manage their time effectively, and this could be an emotional one from the sound of this setup, at least if they do get the story delivery right. Just got a really interesting as well, almost cel-shaded look, which I really like, because in this case, I notice characters don't have faces, but I think that sometimes makes it easier to put yourself in their shoes. And that's the video down. Now I know everyone is going to say they can't wait for Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm right there with you. But is there anything else you're excited for this month? Let me know in the comments. Definitely going to be a good month, that is for sure. So with that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, lists, and news daily. And I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.